If you ask me, the scariest part of Resident Evil 4 is without a doubt the island segment. But I know some of you might disagree, but picture this. You battled your way through a spooky village filled with creepy Genados, and now you find yourself on an isolated island. The action is intense and the enemies are more terrifying than ever before. So in today's video, we're going to dive into the most normal but frightening enemy we encounter on the island, the Genados. We'll explore their history and discuss their horrific appearance and uncover why they are so fiercely defending this island. So join us as we venture into the scariest part of Resident Evil 4. For us to better understand the island history and why it's populated with this evil cult, we must first go back hundreds of years to the fall of Los Illuminados by the hands of Count Gregorio, the first Castellan of Salazar family. Los Illuminados was an evil cult that used a type of parasite named Las Plagas to control and expand its followers, but they were eventually destroyed by the hands of first Salazar generation, Count Gregorio. Gregorio led his men to eradicate the evil cult that befell the castle. For his bravery, he was awarded the title of Count and entrusted to keep the demons sealed for generations to come. After defeating the Los Illuminados, Gregorio and his men sealed Las Plagas inside the mountains and built a huge castle on top of it. The remaining cult members, along their leaders, the Sadler family, ran away to an isolated island nearby and tried to live there for generations. We can see that on the graveyards that belonged to Sadler family members. The year 1730. Expelled by the militant wicked, we find ourselves in exile. Withered is grass and barren are the trees. We wait in expiation. This isolated island is our purgatory. Yet despair not, brothers and sisters, our time shall come. Hester Sadler. The year 1554. Deep beneath the castle grounds I have found my faith. Behold the divine vestige left upon this wall. It all begins here. Adam Sadler. From these graveyards, we can find out that the remaining members of Los Illuminados used to live hardly and secretly in these ruins, and the Sadler family ruled over the rest of the people. Do not be fooled into thinking that Las Plagas are merely tools for creating powerful bioweapons. Their true value lies in their ability to control. No matter how hostile the subject is, a single injection can turn anyone into a faithful servant. Who needs spies when you can turn yesterday's enemy into today's allies? Can you imagine if Sadler had that much control? 6 billion loyal servants at his sole command. There would be no opposition, no war. Maybe for the first time in human history, the world would know peace. But I know how Sadler and the others have oppressed the people of this island for generations, and I know how they treat them. That's no way to live, and because of that, I won't let it happen. These words from Luis Serra would explain everything about how Sadler family used to control the people of this village. The common thing with the people infected with Las Plagas is that the parasite always try to escape from their host bodies, and in doing so, they severely damage their host faces. We can see this with higher infection levels like Dr. Salvador, Bella Sisters, and even Ramon Salazar himself. These damages are often hidden by some of the infected, such as Ramon, who used makeup on his face, but the damage is still visible. With that being said, the same thing is still visible with the enemies in the island. If we look closely at their faces and hands, we can see that they have tried to cover up the damage in some rather gruesome ways, such as using barbed wire or metal to hold their faces together. And this is where I think the remake did poorly. The detail is there as we can see the damages on their face, but removing the barbed wires and the attached masks make them less scary. After the events of Operation Javier, Krauser was ordered by Albert Wesker to infiltrate Los Illuminados and gain their trust to obtain the Amber of Las Plagas. In order to obtain the sample, Sadler tasked Krauser with two objectives. First, to provide military training to the island's Genados to strengthen their defenses, and second to kidnap Ashley Graham, the president's daughter. Sadler needed the defenses to protect his lab from outsiders until his plan of world destruction could be put into action. How he was able to afford all of the expensive equipment for his lab is unknown, but I have a theory that Sadler made a deal with Umbrella at some point. The evidence of this theory can be found in Resident Evil 3 Remake, but let's save that for another video. And if you don't want to miss that video, consider subscribing because that helps me a lot. After Krauser kidnapped Ashley, the United States of America sent Agent Leon S. Kennedy to rescue her. This resulted of Leon entering this isolated island and fighting hordes of Genados until eventually facing off against Sadler himself. Upon defeating him, the island exploded and Los Illuminados came to an end. In conclusion, the island segment of Resident Evil 4 is arguably the scariest part of the game, with its isolated and intense atmosphere and the terrifying creatures, and understanding the history of Los Illuminados and the island's origin helps to deepen the horror of the experience. The twisted appearance of the infected Genados with their attempt to cover up the damage caused by the parasite adds to an overall sense of dread that Resident Evil 4 has to offer. And that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to learn more about what actually happened between Krauser and Leon in the past, check out this video where I dive into all of the events of Operation Javier. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. I'm Arshia and this is Red Hair. See you guys in the next video.